everybody. How are you all doing today? Welcome in. Who's this that's just joined? Hope you're doing well. Feel free to ask questions, guys. Yeah. Is everybody doing all right? Hope you're all doing well. Amy's back again. What's up, people? So just talking earlier about how we need to have some adversity in life, some struggles, some discomfort. Hello, Hamad. What's up? You doing all right? So we need to have some struggle in life. Otherwise, we're probably just going to end up being miserable and depressed. It's like there needs to be some contrast, I think is what I'm saying. There needs to be, like they say, you can't have good without bad. You can't have pleasure without pain. It's sort of it's like the duality of like nature. So there are times that we need to just remind ourselves of how good we have it by putting ourselves through something of a discomfort. So something I recommend is just putting yourself through that. Maybe it's an ice bath or a cold shower or something like that. Could be a good idea. It shocks the system into being like, just like more, increase your dopamine. Actually, I think they found that it has this, it improves your mental health for like hours afterwards. It has this, I think it might last for almost like a full day or something. It can last for a few hours at least anyway. But so I think that's the main benefit of like a cold shower. I think it's this thing of it resetting your dopamine. Like if you're finding you're getting kind of where you're not really appreciating life, then put yourself in some uncomfortable situation, and you'll feel probably amazing afterwards if you try it. Just sometimes we have to endure some discomfort. So there's all these people trying to look for shortcuts in life. They're trying to look for the easy way, but I don't think that's a good idea. Like for example, someone riding a motorbike up a hill instead of riding a push bike. If you ride a push bike and when you get up to the top of the hill, you're gonna appreciate it a lot more than that person who rode their motorbike. Hello, Gene Flores. What's up? Here we go again. It's not even funny. Anyway, so just gotta be mindful of that we should not be trying to look for shortcuts. Not. Hello, Master of Voice. Good morning to you. How are you today? Welcome in here. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. So don't be looking for shortcuts in life, because the harder path, I think, can actually be much more rewarding than the easy path. For example, it's just people trying to just make their life so simple. Getting like Deliveroo or Uber Eats or DoorDash instead of actually cooking their own food. It's going to take time. It's like, hello, Esma C. Good to see you again. It's like you've got to, sometimes you've got to endure the things that might be a bit boring or whatever. Hello, TSK, Ryan. But once you've actually done it, once you've actually got the end result, then you can be like, oh, well, I've actually seen the fruits of my labor. But when you just, like got your Uber or whatever, Uber Eats, I mean, like, you're not gonna appreciate it, are you? You didn't have to work for that. You didn't have to actually make that from scratch yourself. So you don't appreciate the process of actually making that food. It's just convenience. And people are just so caught up in convenience. I thank you for subscribing, Ryan, much appreciated. People are just so caught up in, needing conveniences. All these mod cons and stuff, you're the best streamer, or really. People just wanting stuff right now. They don't want to wait. But by waiting, you'll actually appreciate the result more. Like, people have just become so. Hello, George Cadman. What's up? Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. So people are just, need to actually be able to wait things out, because the result will be a lot more worth it if you had to wait for it. You had to be patient. And there's so many people just impatient nowadays, not able to deal with any adversity in life, not able to deal with any delayed gratification. Hello, Joe Gamer 198. Good morning to you. So it's just, we've got to learn to delay gratification. We can't just keep caving into needing it right now. Understand that down the line you'll have a much better payoff if you just be patient, have faith in the process. And it's something I've struggled with myself. I quite often cave in, and but it's something that you just have to keep reminding yourself of, that doing nonsense things is just going to set yourself up for a miserable life. All these people on video games all day, like, are they actually really happy about that? Are they actually happy about the life that they're living? Because quite often it's just a comfort. It's just a comfort blanket for them. It's just a distraction from real life. Real life has real life challenges that you will maybe have to go through a degree of discomfort. But in a video game, it's just a very sort of comfortable sort of situation that you've put yourself in, that you might get a kind of a temporary buzz off winning that game or whatever, but even that will eventually sort of become boring after a while. It's like you keep needing to play the next game, and eventually, the next game, it just becomes, I've won another game. Okay, you need to keep doing new things in life. You need to keep trying new things. Doing different kinds of activities, and variety is the spice of life. Try and get out there, meeting people, get out there, trying different activities. Doing some water sports or something like that. Maybe doing where you're actually out in the elements. You're actually out. Maybe go out and do skiing, snowboarding, or whatever. Or really, Joe Gamer. So just get out there and try something new. Go on a hot air balloon or something. Maybe go out and maybe even skydiving or something. I don't know. Something, whatever. It's going to give you some thrill in life, something to look forward to. But whatever you want to do in life, you have to be willing to wait it out and not just cave into gratification. And that's why a lot of people can't save up money, because they need it right now. They need happiness right now. But if they're willing to save up and they can invest their money, those are the people that tend to do better in the long run. I think there was this experiment called the marshmallow experiment, whatever it was. It had to do with delayed gratification, and that those kids that would be willing to to let like time go past until they get a better, sort of reward, then those are the ones that will actually do better in the long run. They would get more success later down the line on average. So yeah, you've got to, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't know what's going on with this algorithm. They don't seem to have been pushing it out as much lately, but yeah, it's going to take time. So you just got to stick with it, I guess. And this is something I've struggled with in the past where, things don't seem to be going my way, then I'd either give up or in worst case scenario, I'd even throw a tantrum because I'm frustrated that things are not going my way. But you have to learn to have patience, like talking about earlier, like how, you need to have patience with whatever you want to do in life. Stay focused, be patient, be determined. And also, another thing is, you have to be willing to take criticism on board. You can't just dismiss it. It's like someone says something, and that's something that I've struggled with before because, I think it's because it's not the criticism itself. It's just that I would have my ways of doing things. I would be very kind of stick to my guns kind of thing, where it's like if I want to do something, and I'll do it my way, and it's like, I'm not going to change what I'm doing for anybody else. I'm just going to be like, yeah, whatever. I'll do things my way. I'm not. Yeah, I know it was 5 likes and 9 watching it saying now, but yeah. Just share this out if you can, guys. Let's keep getting the likes up. But yeah, thank you for joining me this morning, everybody. Try and put it out on your community tab, your Facebook, Twitter, Discord, even Reddit if you've got any of that. So the more the merrier. I want to try and get my message out to as many people as possible. One thing I want to talk about is sleep. Sleep's so important. You need to make sure you're getting a good amount of sleep. I actually had a really good sleep last night. I don't even think I had any interruption in my sleep last night. It was just really, really amazing sleep. I'm feeling so much better today because of that. I'm feeling rested and recovered. So yeah, so I definitely recommend you really just prioritize your sleep, because it does. If you don't get enough sleep, it can really mess up your testosterone. It can mess up your recovery from exercise. You can have a brain fog. You can have all sorts of shit, really. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, be careful of that. Another thing I've done is actually I've increased some omega-3 in my diet, so hopefully I don't know if that might be having some benefit as well, because it's said to help with your brain health. So yeah, I maybe wasn't getting enough omega-3, so I was mainly eating walnuts for that, but flax is a good source of omega-3 as well. So I'm going to try and you can just sprinkle it on your food or whatever. Some people put it in their drinks. So yeah, I'd recommend just making sure you've got enough omega-3 in your diet, because that is really going to help with your brain health. It's going to help. You can think better. You're going to probably be smarter because of it. So unfortunately I don't have a super chat feature at the moment. I don't have enough watch hours for that. Once I've got enough watch hours, I will be having that. But I don't know if you wanted to maybe, I'm going to try and get people into my Patreon soon, and I want to try and start building that up. So I don't know if you'd be interested in something like that. So I'm wanting to have some kind of paid platform, and maybe we can get people in there. We can have group calls and stuff. I'd love to have that. I'd love to actually deal with people on a group call. I think that would be amazing. But yeah, it's just down to if people want to get in on that, but maybe I just need to be a bit patient and until there's I mean, we are growing, but it's like it's slow growth. I don't know, but you just gotta, I guess, spot if it's finding whatever your selling point with it is. All right, see you later, Esma. Have a good one. I'll be back on later, probably about 7 p.m. I'll keep this going for a little while though, but who else is still watching? Come and say hello if you're there. Yeah, getting a lot of people just kind of not really saying anything. It's kind of lurking in the background. That's alright, I guess. But yeah, just gotta make sure that you're getting all the nutrients in your body. That otherwise, you're probably not going to be functioning optimally, whether that's physically, whether that's mentally. So it's really paramount that you eat, a healthy diet with lots of nutrients in it. Some people will have like multivitamins because their diet sucks. I don't think a multivitamin is necessarily going to be good enough, because there's so many nutrients that you get from foods that you would never get from any supplements. There's literally hundreds and thousands of nutrients in foods. There's like polyphenols, there's things like that you can't get all these from, you can't get them all from your supplements. It's like unless it's like a whole food supplement where it's a blend of powders and stuff, but even then it's like you really want to just try and have a good well-rounded diet with lots of nutrition in it, and then you're gonna be optimally performing. So you can't put a price on your health. It's like it's priceless. If you are performing optimally, like no amount of money can ever be worth that. Because you could be a billionaire, and if you have no health, if your health sucks, then your life sucks. So, but if you're healthy and broke, you can be happy. It's all down to you, like we were saying earlier about how people these days seem to struggle with any adversity in life. It's probably because people have just had it so easy for so long. Like people have had it so damn easy in life that whenever there's a little bit of struggle, people freak out. People freak out at the slightest thing. It's like in this country, when we get a slight bit of snow, people freak out because we've never had to deal with massive amounts of it usually. So like it just goes to show how what people are just not conditioned for any kind of adversity. And it goes back to that topic of needing some adversity in life. Yeah, it just kind of puts things into perspective of how good you really have things. Anyway, share the live out if you can, guys. Let's try and get some more people in here. The more the merrier. Let me know if you're watching, guys. Let's go and check the watch page, see if there's anyone on that. Thank you for the 7 likes. Can we get it to 10 real quick? That would be great if you can do that. Anyway, any more questions, everybody? And there's nobody else joined the chat, so. But yeah, just keep the chat flowing, guys. Let's keep asking questions. It's up to you. Oh, Joel's still there. Oh, cool. Yeah. So I'm just wondering if you'd be up for I've got a PayPal if you wanted to do that, but I haven't got it in the chat right now. Let me know if you'd be up for doing a PayPal donation, because the thing with PayPal donation, there's not much of a fee, but with something like Super Chat, there's a huge fee on that. So I would much rather that people would support directly. Hello, Pixel Sounds. Do I meditate? Not very often, but I do know that there's some benefits of that. I kind of struggle with it, to be honest. I'm very easily distracted, and maybe that's just the modern life. I don't know, it's just that everything's all kind of, there's so many distractions in life. How long have I been making videos? Well, I've actually had a few YouTube channels before this. I've been doing videos for like almost 10 years at this point, but I've had multiple different YouTube channels. Yeah, so anyway, how's everybody doing it? Hello, Hussein. No, I'm British. If I was American, I'd probably talk like this. He's Jamie, and I'm from America. I'm from Los Angeles, America. So awesome to be here. Yeah. So no, I'm not American. I'm British. Why would anyone think I'm from the US? I don't know. Some people, Some people. Yeah, so what about you, Joe Gaming? Do you make videos then, or what? Keep the chat flowing, guys. Feel free to ask questions. 10 people in the chat, 7 likes, get the likes up. Do you a nationalist? No, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a nationalist. No, I'm not one that's all into like nations and imaginary, where is it? Imaginary lines drawn in the sand. I'm not all about that. Borders are man-made. They are, yeah, they're not natural. They're just, yeah. We're all, one human race. Like, we don't believe in, segmenting the human race into different nations. I don't know, but that's my opinion. I understand that there's this kind of what you call like a evolutionary psychology, that like tribal nature, but I just hope we can kind of overcome that soon and become just see everyone as this like one human race. It's like you're this nationality, you're not that nationality. No, we're all one. We're all one human race. Yeah, I don't know if there's always going to be some people who are very tribal like that. Will we ever overcome that biology? It could be the biology that in us the psychology. I mean, that makes us sort of like territorial, and I don't know. It's just kind of something you see replicated throughout nature, isn't it? Like, who decided all these borders? It's like, I didn't decide that. None of us decided where these borders are. Somebody else did. You're getting all these people going out to wars and then like destroying other countries. It's like, I don't support that. People going and sort of bombing other countries to get resources or whatever. I think that's just pathetic. Like, anyone that does that, in my opinion, is a war criminal. that they're doing mass genocide, but they'll make out that they're fighting for our country. Nah, I'd call bullshit on that. I'm not married, no. I'm single. What about you? Are you married? How's everybody doing today? Come and chat, guys. Hello, Steve. Thoughts on Israel-Palestine war? I mean, again, I just don't really support any wars. I understand that there's some conflict going on. It's all to do with which bit of land belongs to who. But I'm of the opinion it's like we shouldn't even have borders. I don't know. I know that sounds very communist, but whatever. I don't even care at this point. I'm like, I just think it's sad that we still even have borders. Like, I don't know, like because the borders are actually kind of a way of restricting people's freedom of movement, and I don't know. You could argue that there'll always be some kind of territorial thing with human nature, but I don't know, it's just, they make it so difficult for you to just go travel, and you have to go through all this BS, you have to go through, you know, all that crap, but I don't know. It is what it is. Like, we didn't decide on any of that. I don't know, I was wondering, like, if the majority of people were asked, would they rather that we had all these borders, or if we just kind of decided that we didn't even have countries anymore, and we just, you know, it was just like one world, and not, I'm not saying that one world government, fuck that, you know, I'm not about that, that's just some kind of, that's some shit that, but as in just like, people being free to move, and it's like people identifying with their country and all that, and it's like, I just see it as all as like one human race, and not be like this, you're from this country, so therefore you are this. No. I don't see people like that. You're going to get good and bad in every country, so they want us all divided, is what I think. And they use wars, they use even like gender wars, race wars, they're using all these things to divide people. It's sad that it's like, I don't know. I guess it's just, like I said, it's human nature. I mean, I don't really, like I said, I'm not really big into like God. I mean, I don't know like what's really going on with all that, but hang on, why is it the filter thing not going off? Damn it. Alright, there we go. Yeah, with Ukraine, Russia, yeah. Ukraine, Russia, I'm not really like, I don't know, I just don't really care about any of this stuff, because it's like, I just rather people would just like find some kind of, sort of, peaceful way to resolve it, but, you know, I don't support any wars, but it's like, there's nothing I can do about it, so I just don't even, hello Minecraft, enjoy, how you doing today? Hope you're doing well. So I just don't get involved in any of that. By me putting my attention into that is just a waste of my energy, in my opinion. So many people distract themselves in things that have absolutely no effect on their life.
I mean, you could say that the Ukraine-Russia thing will affect people's lives, but as in, by me putting my attention in it, will not, at least to my understanding, will not really affect my life. I would rather put my time and effort into something that I'm actually going to get fulfillment out of. I mean, maybe if you get fulfillment out of keeping up with all that stuff, then more power to you. But for me, I'd rather just focus on a purpose and bringing positivity to the world, and not, just perpetuate negativity. And that's just my opinion. You can agree to disagree or whatever, but hello, are you? Yeah, I mean, that's what I think, I mean, that they're sending all these taxes over there, and I don't agree with that. I think that is just, it's not our responsibility, is it, to help them? And it's been really tanking our economy, hasn't it? It's like, especially after we've had all the frickin' COVID crap with the furlough and everything, and that's had its effects on the economy. So, when you're paying people not to work, then yeah, like what you expect. And then after that, you've got this have all these different things going on. We've had the Brexit thing, and it's like, and then after all that, you're just going to tank the economy even more. But yet, remember a few years ago, they'll be talking about, we've got to not do this because it'll be bad for the economy. But suddenly now they don't seem to care about the economy. I just think they're all corrupt. I think that all these politicians like Keir Starmer, all these Korea politicians like what else, Rishi Sunak, they're all the same, in my opinion. They're all just I actually think they're all just puppets, really. I don't think they're actually. I mean, I don't actually think they have that much power. I think it's really the corporations that back them that have all the power. Like, they're holding all the power because they've got all the money, and they can just. No, yeah, I think Rishi Sunak has a lot of money, but obviously because he has a lot of money, then that means he's probably quite greedy and probably would. I think even Keir Starmer is quite well off as well, so they're all so similar. Yeah, it's like, what is the point in voting for any of those people? And even if you voted for someone that's less popular, then they're probably not going to get in anyway. So I don't see they're pretty much the same as far as I understand. Like, you've got Keir Starmer, it's like, what is he going to do differently to that? And it's like, you look at how they had Jeremy Corbyn and how they demonized him and said he was something about like that he was a anti-Semite or something. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I don't. As far as I understand, he's never said anything about hating that race of people. In fact, the word anti-Semite is a fallacy in of itself. Joel says, I'm glad we have a new prime minister, but he just said they're all so similar. So like, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. But I could be wrong, but I don't think things will be that different. Now there was this thing about Rishi Sunak doing this thing of basically something about the benefit system. Hello, Cheese Shiamo, how you doing? How isn't there uproar? I know, it is what it is. I think people are just too distracted with life, and they haven't really got enough mental bandwidth to be able to even think about any of this stuff, really. They're just too busy just trying to get by in life, I think, is what it is. They're like, I don't really care. I just need to put food on the table. So I don't think people really have enough of a. Yeah, I think things would really have to get so bad for people to actually stand up. Like I was saying, there really have to be a lot of adversity for people to really want to rise up. It's just people just want to take the easy way out, So I think there needs to be a certain degree of adversity, because then when you have that in your life, if you've not got an easy life, you more want to actually do what it takes to make your life better. Whereas when you've been born into luxury, you've been born into privilege, then you're just going to take it for granted more so than someone who had to really just grind and grind to get anywhere in life. So we need to stop comparing our situation to somebody else, because that person who had it easy their whole life is probably not going to be happy. In fact, you're probably in a better situation because you have everything to gain. I think people need to stop thinking that the person who has it all is doing better than you, because yeah, they might have everything, but what about their mental health though? That might be a lot worse than yours. So you need to just stop comparing your situation to somebody else's, because like I said, having struggle in life is actually a blessing. And to some people it's not, but you have to learn to understand that you can never really truly be happy without a bit of suffering. At least not in my opinion anyway. So yeah, Hussein says, I want to immigrate to Europe. Is England a good place? My relatives said they're racist about foreigners. I think generally most of the time nowadays, nobody really cares. It's mostly going to be like your older people and maybe people in certain communities that are more bothered about that really, but I think for the most part, people don't really give a damn. You're going to get that whatever you do. It's like, there's always going to be someone that will try to, sort of see some flaw in you or whatever and be like, oh, this person's an immigrant, this person's that. It's like, those are people would sort of like, if it wasn't that they were immigrants, and they would pick something out of somebody. It's just how some people are. I don't know. Depression, what do you think about it? I mean, I think a lot of it's like I was saying, I think it could a lot be because people's lives have got really comfortable in this modern age. Like, people go online, they go on this social media, and they're not having to actually go out there and deal with anything anymore. They're just, they're just getting their food online. They're just living this mundane life. They're just, because it's comfortable. They just, they drive to work every day and they just do all this crap, and then they come home. They have their Uber Eats or whatever. They have watch some shit on the TV. They have no aspirations in life, and I think that's a big part of it. A lot of people are lost nowadays. Of course, there's other things as well, but the whole chemical imbalance thing, I don't think is really at least from what I understand, doesn't really play into depression that much. It's when they saw a meta-analysis, I could be wrong, but it seems to suggest that the chemical imbalance theory is flawed, to say the least. There's a lot more going on with depression. It's a very complicated thing, but a lot of it, I believe, is down to technology. I would say a lot of people just not living in a natural lifestyle. In nature, we would have some degree of adversity, but going through it, when you come out the other end of the adversity, you're gonna enjoy it and be like, it's like, finally I've done what I need to do. I've now got the fruits of my labor. But when you've not had to actually work for that, and life's just becomes so easy, then there's no appreciation for it anymore. So yeah, life has gotten better, like objectively you could say, but people's subjective, sort of experiences, like their happiness state is not any better than what it's ever been. In fact, it's gotten worse, I would say, on the whole. So many people needing depression medications. I don't think there was ever any need for any of this stuff at one time. People were just more concerned about putting food on the table, and it's like, but nowadays, like, people are so spoiled, you could say, and like, in a way that's like there's no need for them to progress any further. That they're like, if you get me, that they're just like, yeah, I'm kind of all right, my life's all right, but then they end up spiraling into depression. They just do all these habits that are self-destructive. They don't exercise, which then can lead to depression of itself, because not exercising is really bad for your body. It's bad for the mind. Exercising has been shown to improve your happy hormones. You have more of these what they call them, endorphins. You get the endorphin rush. There's this thing called the runner's high. So when you do physical activity, you feel good off it. You feel like because it's good to move your body. It's great. We're meant to move our bodies. We're not meant to be still all the time. So yeah, it's I use says belief in Jesus Christ, in my opinion, is the ultimate cure to depression. Well, I mean, if it works for some people, then okay, but I mean, it's just maybe if it's something of like a belief, but like doesn't mean it's real though. It could just be that they just believed in something. Maybe it's because they never had any kind of faith in anything in their life, and maybe that leads to depression in some people, where they feel like they're just that they don't have any. So they feel like they have no purpose in life. They have no ambition. But I guess it could be that people who believe in that stuff, they now suddenly have a sense of purpose, I guess, even if it's not real. I mean, I could say that it isn't all bad, because I've kind of trashed on religion before, but if some people get some benefit out of it, then that's okay. That's good. Anyway, I'll probably stay on a couple more minutes. Yeah. Any more questions, guys? I believe we all instinctively worship. You either worship money, yourself, your career, sport, hobbies, or God. But what is God, though? I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into any arguments, but yeah, because it's like, from what I understand, is that people believe there's some kind of magical, mythical being that we can't see, but we just have to have faith in it. I believe it. I don't really have beliefs anymore. I just kind of, if I don't know it, then I just be like, I don't know. As people talk about faith, it's like, if it was real, then why would there need to be faith? You wouldn't need to believe in it if it was real. Is how I would see it, but I could be wrong, but I'm just saying that that's my opinion. And I don't like it when people try to push it on you. It's like, you wouldn't need to push it on people if it was what you believe in is real. In my opinion, it would be like it would be self-evident. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing well today. Any more questions before I go? I mean, look, creation doesn't necessarily, it could be just it could just be that creation is something that is independent of it's just that, that things happen, even it's like our brains are what makes us do things that you could say, and it's just nature, that things just happen by nature. That's how I see it. Some people might see nature as God. They worship nature. I'm not saying worship nature, but like we just have cause and effect, basically, is what we have. That one thing happens that causes something else to happen, and maybe it's just things have always happened. There's always been things going on in the universe. It's just been, hello, green finger. I mean, there could have been. I mean, some people believe that there's a multiverse, actually, because I mean, it's just the whole universe thing. It's like, well, what is it expanding into? Is what I was always wondering. Like, there's got to be something else beyond that, right? Unless you believe that space is somehow magically getting bigger. I don't know. I mean, it was probably just some kind of like explosion that happened through nature or something, but I mean, I'm not like some expert on science or anything like that, but they could probably have a good explanation on it. Well, maybe the multiverse is just something that's always happened. Maybe that's kind of where I'm going with it, that creation is a constantly happening thing, but where's this magical, mystical being? I don't see it. Well, where is it though? Where is this magical, mystical being? So what's it expanding into though? What's at the end of the universe? Then green finger. I'm wondering like what happens when you get to the end of it. I mean, I know it's not possible, but if theoretically you could get to the end of it, like you could send a rocket somehow to the end of the universe, what happens then? Do you go back to the beginning? Is it like a Pac-Man style thing or something? So I've seen that theory before where like it's just like a Pac-Man loop, where you go to the end and then it goes back to the beginning. But yeah, but like a lot of jobs would be repetitive, wouldn't they? A lot of people just stacking shelves doing something repetitive. That would be depressing for a lot of them, I would say. Most people are depressed with the job that they're in, so you got to find something you enjoy doing. There isn't an end. So what do you mean there isn't an end? So is it just like emptiness at that point then, is it? Hello, Survival Stuff 47. I'm alright, thank you. Hope you're doing well yourself. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. I just don't want to be getting into fucking religious debates. It's like I just don't really like. It's like let people believe what they want to believe, but I'm like they bring in the religion into this, and I'm like I just don't really want to go down there. It causes arguments. What do you mean? What you're on about prophecies in the Bible? I mean the 330 light years of nothingness. Well, what's beyond the 330 light year? 330 million light years then? What goes on after that? Is that the end then, or? It's like you're talking like you know this stuff. Like, have you? I mean, the scientists would still say they don't know like what is going on. Or there's tons of different theories, like different universes, and Like, we've not been able to observe that. There's only an observable universe. We can't see what's beyond that. So there's all like sorts of speculation going on. But yeah, I'm just saying I don't know what the truth is. I'm just like, I just don't like the way that people push religion, and also, why would God be letting the devil have dominion over the earth? Doesn't that make him as bad as the devil by enabling it? That's another question I have about the whole thing. Does that mean that God is a bad person then by letting the devil take over, even if it's only for a temporary time? Then I would say, well, he shouldn't be punishing the devil. Then he's letting him literally like do what he's doing. So that would be like giving someone a gun to shoot somebody, and then, like, you know that they're a murderer, but just giving them a gun to do it, and be like, oh well, it wasn't my fault because he was the one that pulled the trigger, but you gave him the fucking gun. How old do you have to be to have a long distance relationship? I don't know. It depends on how old. I don't. Why? What does it matter about the age? Alright. Yeah, but by giving free will, then you're allowing evil to happen inevitably. So by doing that is like, it's like punishing someone for like giving them the will to. It's like, okay, you can have this gun. I'm not. But it's separate. No, well, I guess it would be more comparable to, like, you see a gun and someone's about to pick it up. Instead of you picking it up, you let them pick the gun up to shoot somebody. You know, that's basically what God is doing by if we actually believe in the whole devil thing, and because that's like what because people talk about devil possessing people, and I don't really, yeah. Anyway. Alright, I really can't be asked for this anymore. I'm off. I really just